pregame show.
Hello again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson along with Shaquille O'Neal on 2K Sports, and the NBA season is about to begin. Tonight, we'll see the Los Angeles Clippers as they play against...
Nothing goes together like the Pacers and Indiana as we get ready for an interconference contest here in Indianapolis. You're in for a treat as we bring you NBA basketball on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg with Doris Burke reporting from the sidelines. All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got. Blake Griffin down low and DeAndre Jordan. CP3 at point with Redick there at the backcourt. And it's Barnes in at the small forward position. And they get it back. George with no one around. George missing again. Pacers on defense. Paul passes to Griffin. No luck. Excellent D there from George.
Well, there was a time not that long ago when Rodney Stuckey was considered a rising star in the NBA, considered a steal with the 15th pick in the 2007 draft. But after back-to-back disappointing seasons, I think it's fair to ask if we've seen the best of Stuckey already.
So the Indiana Pacers able to put the first points up on the board. And a fast break now for the Pacers. Stuckey's got the ball. George dishes to Stuckey. And it's off from three-point range. Barnes with it. He's picked up by Hill. Oh, and the touch by Barnes. He has a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
Yeah,
wow.
That could very well be a contender for Dunk of the Year and perhaps might make its way all over the internet.
I'm with you, Clark. That's a crowd pleaser if I've ever seen one.
And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot two.
You know, the league doesn't always update players' heights after they enter the league. Paul George, 6'10" after a late toe spurt following his rookie season in the NBA.
And Paul George with great athleticism and fluidity at his side.
Yeah, he makes it really look easy. He's a very gifted athlete. Extremely quick, and not only a foot, but his hands are quick too. He's not just a scorer or defender. I mean, he's got a chance to be one of the best do-it-all players in the league as he continues to grow as a passer and ball handler. Rebounding, he's one of the best at his position right now.
Now here's Stuckey. The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. Just 5 to shoot. And George kicks it to West. Soft touch off the glass. West has got his first 2 points of the night.
And he just used his height that time down low. That's going to be pretty hard to defend against.
The Clippers have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Here's Barnes. Pacers with the rebound. West has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And George, here we go. Out to Stuckey. Outside Hill. Feeds it to George. Stuckey outside. Indiana moving the ball around. George passes to West. That falls. Nice feed that time from George.
Now there's something for the top 10 highlight reel right there. A layup can be just as sweet and as pretty as a dunk sometimes.
And the Clippers decide to take their first time out here. 1:11 left to play here in the first. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Here's Barnes. That's good.
That's how to orchestrate for your teammate. Terrific pass.
And so here is Indiana. Hill kicks to George.
That's why.
50 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. That's good.
His presence is very comforting for this team. He's kind of a fallback option for them anytime they need it.
Reddick dishes to Paul. Lets it go from the wing. That's good from Barnes on the assist by Paul. 6 points for Barnes. Pacers leading by 4. Hibbert kicks to George. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. So Indiana ends up with a new group on the floor. And Los Angeles with some changes. And stolen by Scola. The shot and game clock separated by 4. Copeland can't hit.
Man, that's too bad. Easy shot there, and you got to knock that one down.
Well, that's a concentration cramp right there. I mean, just lost focus.
Miles the pass to Watson. Puts it up from 15. And the Pacers can't get it to go. And here's Dudley for 3. No luck.
Terrible for this.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. Let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Pacers so far, guys.
Yeah, the defense has been terrific. They came out right from the beginning, alert and focused, and they've been really good at that end of the floor.
And I think Coach has to be pleased with the effort, Steve.
Taking a look at Los Angeles. Crawford out there with Farmar. Then there's Jared Dudley. Then there's Glenn Davis. And it's Hawes in at the center.
Now they've settled into a pretty nice groove here offensively in the second quarter.
Yeah, I like the way they picked up the pace shooting the ball. I mean, the field goal percentage upwards of 50% now.
The Indiana Pacers last season for the second year in a row, guys, the best defensive team in basketball, and it wasn't even close. It's the kind of defense required when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were right in his face.
Dudley's shot is good.
Boy, he made a nice little bounce pass there. We call that the pocket pass, and he did it well.
Hill dishes to George. Right side, George. Shot denied. It's tipped and stolen by Stuckey. And George kicks it to West. The shot's good on the assist by George. West has got the lead up to 6 now for the Pacers.
You know, they've been so effective when they've been able to get the ball inside.
Some real shortcomings from this defense. I mean, they've given up 5 straight looks in the paint. Still trailing, but their offense is off life support here in the second quarter. It's got a pulse.
Yeah, they're making some shots now. Clark finally starting to make up some ground.
Here's George. The Clippers getting the bucket. "16 feet away. George missing again.
He is yet to get into the flow of this game. His teammates have done their part, but they need him to pick his game up.
The 3 from Dudley. Hibbert pulls it in.
Well, last season, Jared Dudley was deemed to be a nice acquisition when he was traded to the Clippers. Back close to his hometown of San Diego, he's a veteran shooter, high IQ. Was expected to flourish next to CP3, but didn't quite play out that way. He struggled all season.
And Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
Guys, Jamal Crawford fitting right in with the Los Angeles Clippers. He said, quote, "This is the best team I've ever been on, and it's made me a better player. I've never played with someone like Chris Paul. He makes the game easy for me. I went my first 10 years in the league without making the playoffs, so that's all I want to do now." Kevin, over to you.
In his instant offensive role, he's a big part of their success. Thanks, Doris. And here is Los Angeles now, following the score by Indiana. 5 to shoot. Paul passes to Griffin. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. And for Dudley, the downturn in his numbers was really across the board.
Yeah, sometimes, Kevin, it's difficult when you change teams and you play with new players in a different style. So Dudley did not have a good year. I think this season he's looking to bounce back, should be more comfortable in his environment, and he's looking for that bounce back season.
So Indiana ends up with a new group on the floor. Here is Watson, following the basket by Blake Griffin. Scola loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. And the Pacers lead by 6. For Los Angeles, they've gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. To the wing on the left, nobody near Barnes. Bangs home the trifecta. Barnes has got 9.
That's like a layup for him. He's just wide open out there.
Here is Watson. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. And it's good.
Whatever their plan was defensively that time, it didn't work. Not if it results in that shot.
Paul kicks to Barnes. Pass to Griffin. Dishes it to Barnes. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Such a wide open look. Redick's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Now the shots are starting to fall a little bit more than they did in the first quarter.
Yeah, they say it's not how you drive, it's how you arrive in golf. Well, the shaky start can be overcome because now they're starting to heat up.
Now here's Scola. Over to the left wing. Watson with it. Elbow shot. That one off the back iron and out. He got it up. Can't get it to go. And a tight game here as we end the first half. It's the Pacers leading by just 2.
Kevin, thank you. Here with Frank Vogel. And, Coach, you've got to be pleased with that first half. The ball was moving. Your guy...
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. Matt Barnes with a strong contribution so far in this one.
I know we've said this many times before, but I'll say it again. He had a great first half, just an explosive offensive display there.
At the end of the day, I wouldn't be surprised if we're talking about what a great second half he had. He can usually keep it going for all 4 quarters.
Paul George is the 3 with David West at the 4. George Hill out there with Rodney Stuckey. And it's Hibbert in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the Pacers 5.
You have to wonder, as we've seen Paul George go from good to great and then from great to fantastic the last couple of seasons, what's his ceiling? I mean, with his size and skill set, very little he can't do on the floor.
Well, Clark, for Paul George, it's incredible to think that he was taken as late as he was in the draft, but as you said earlier, his ceiling is through the roof, and he's right up there with LeBron and KD as the best 3s in the game.
Yeah, I agree with you there, man. Really nice to watch his development because he's made progress each year. It'll take an incredible amount of hard work for him to surpass either of those 2 in the grand scheme of things, but I wouldn't doubt anything when it comes to Paul George's ceiling. It's just going to be a matter of his commitment to the work and staying focused on realizing his tremendous God-given ability.
Knocks it loose. And that one comes up a bit short.
Even though he missed it, he couldn't pass up that chance.
Yeah, that's an easy jump shot. You got to take that.
And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
You know, there have been talk of the Clippers trading DeAndre Jordan and Kevin Garnett 2 summers ago. The Clippers have to be happy they didn't make that trade. Sometimes the best trades are the ones that aren't made. KG's still getting it done, but Jordan is going to be their center for a long time.
And Jordan last season, second in the league in total blocks, becoming more vocal defensively, and I thought improved his positioning and recognition as well.
And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Well, the Clippers backcourt of Chris Paul and J.J. Redick, a great combo. But the 2 were bitter rivals playing in the ACC, even exchanging blows back in 2004. Redick said, "I knew he didn't like me, and I didn't like him either." Paul said it was their competitive natures that led them to clash. But guys, as teammates, they become good friends.
Yeah, sometimes the players you hate to face make the best teammates. Of course. And Jordan wears the number 6 in honor to his idol. A good one, Bill Russell.
And, you know, Doc Rivers caught some flack last season for pointing to similarities between their games. Even Jordan says that's a stretch. I think Rivers was just highlighting that Jordan could be truly great as primarily a defensive player, wanting him to really focus on being a elite defensive player.
Here's Griffin, right through the knee for the layup.
Boy, what a great job making good on the second opportunity. He stayed with that play from start to finish.
George against Barnes. And George, here we go. Count it! And he'll have a chance for a three-point play. It's going to be on Blake Griffin.
That was the third straight high percentage look this defense has allowed. I mean, these defenders have got to start bumping bodies in the paint. Be more physical. Be more aggressive.
I agree, Clark, but it doesn't look like they have the will to do that at this moment.
Spencer Hawes is checked in for Los Angeles. Crawford comes in for J.J. Redick. Passes it to Paul. Crawford outside. Kicks it to Griffin. He dishes it to Hawes. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Ricks the dunk off the deceptive pump fake. George with no one around. And it's Griffin with the rebound. Griffin's got 4 rebounds in this game.
Well, his shot's been off today, no question. He's not the guy they're going to want to look to if they want to keep this lead where it is.
Well, suffice it to say, Clark, some big changes for the Clippers going into last season.
Well, the unusual step of trading for head coach Doc Rivers and another trade bringing in Jared Lifley and J.J. Redick, which added spacing to their offensive attack.
And for the Clippers, re-signing Chris Paul, an important step. He really pushed the team to make the trade for Coach Rivers and used his free agency to hold their feet to the fire.
And I think when you talk about the moves the Clippers have made, they're going in the right direction. I think that's pretty clear. Spacing to improve offensively and a really good defensive mind in Coach Doc Rivers. Actually, one of the best defensive minds coaching in the league.
And he gets it to go.
That jump shot has been a dimension of this game where they've had a clear advantage.
Yeah, they've been pulling up and watching them go down.
Paul goes in. That's good. Paul's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Signature basket for him there. And, you know, they can turn this deficit around pretty quickly if he gets on a roll.
George with no one around. And Luis Scola gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. C.J. Miles, he's checked in for Indiana. Davis is checked in for the Clippers. Farmar comes in for Chris Paul. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. There's Crawford with the 3. And a great assist by Farmar as that one goes in.
You know what, guys? He can really light it up from the perimeter at times.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. The shot by George, wide open. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back.
Well, nothing was going down for him in the first half. But since the break, he's been on target.
Crawford outside. There's the steal. Now, here is George. He's got 20. With 1 on the clock, and there are the Pacers with another bucket.
Well, he scored over half of their points so far. That's a major contribution.
And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Pacers lead by 7. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The fourth quarter is coming up next. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
How about the creativity, guys? Terrific vision to pick out that pass and set up the basket.
Some serious creativity. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Redick the off guard with Barnes at the 3. DeAndre Jordan is out there with Davis, and it's Farmar in at the point. And the foul on Jordan Farmar. That is his first foul of the game.
Well, I love it. He gets there first, absorbs the contact. Nice play defensively.
No flop there. He took that one right in the chest.
Griffin's checked in for Davis. George with no one around. Fires for 3. Redick with the rebound.
Kind of rare to see him come up empty on a wide open look.
That's blocked. outside. George. Stuckey outside. Here's West. And down it goes. Jamming that one home. Well, Clark, a clear lane to the basket and the emphatic jam.
And that is outstanding attacking basketball.
Well, he had no choice but to take that one to the bucket.
And stolen by Barnes. Griffin with it. Picked up by Hibbert. Count it, and the Pacer lead has been cut down to 7 on the bucket from Barnes.
His shooting has been so good today. He may have to take it upon himself to try to get his club out of this hole.
Chris Paul, he's checked in for the Clippers. All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Frank Vogel addressing his team. He wants to make sure they stay assertive and aggressive on the offensive end, saying, I don't want to sit on this lead. Let's build on it and not give them a chance of coming back. Guys?
Paul George with the steal. And oh, here we go with George.
Good aggressive finish on the break.
That's as easy a 2 points as you could ask for.
Griffin sets the screen for Paul. Shot on the wing. Jordan kicks to Barnes and stolen by Hibbert. From deep, George can't get it to go. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. And there's the pass to Barnes.
2 minutes.
He feeds it to Paul, and it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
Boy, nice work inside. Tough to get that shot over a big defender like that.
Oh, that takes skill and creativity, Steve, particularly on the release to make sure he doesn't get a hand on it.
George against Barnes. And George gets it to go.
And they're beginning to fall apart a little bit defensively, especially inside.
Well, that's 4 straight buckets now at the rim.
And the Clippers call time here. They're behind by 10. We've got 1:48 left to play here in the fourth. We've got 1:48 left in the fourth quarter. And stolen by Hibbert. Now here's the fast break. Stuckey leading the way. And that one's good. And now a 12-point Indiana lead. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Pacers.
Boy, defensively, they've played with a high energy level, guys. And all the steals we've seen, really a result of that aggressiveness.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
Knocked away and stolen by Redick. Paul can't get it to go.
Not sure what he was thinking there. That's embarrassing.
You think? I mean, come on now. Doesn't he realize there's a game going on here?
George, that's a two-pointer. It's hauled in by the Clippers.
And it is very dangerous to leave him open like that. Lucky break for the defense that he missed it. Well, clearly we will not be witnessing a spirited comeback tonight, albeit as exciting as that would be. And I think this was an excellent all-around performance for Indiana.
You know, Clark, their big advantage was points in the paint.
Well, they pounded that ball inside, Kevin, and operated down low. It worked for them consistently.
Look at the stats, and you'll see just how dominant a game this was for George. Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do anything, really, to stop him. Just a little bit more for these fans to cheer about as they get ready to celebrate the win.
Well, they can already start to celebrate, Steve, and they should let their team hear it. They were good.
Griffin, good, and Paul gets the assist.
A good job of spotting his teammate near the basket and zipping the pass right in there.
And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession.
You take a risk with those long passes. They're lucky the D couldn't collect it.
So it's both teams making substitutions here. Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over. They're up by 12. There's 21 seconds left in the fourth. What's your take, guys?
Not sure why they're calling this timeout. The game is pretty much over.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Steve. Maybe they just want to bask in the win just a little longer, but I don't agree with it. Let's go. Get out of here.
Here's George. And he overshot that one, missing. And here's Crawford. Here's Hawes. Misses the deep three-point attempt.
It's like he's just trying to showcase his range, but he could probably get a better shot in that possession.
Yeah, he sure could. It doesn't do you any good if you miss it from that deep.
So no problem for Indiana as they get the win. You know, Clark, every team has a bad night, and these guys might want to watch the tape of this game the next time they have a bad night to remind themselves how dominant they can be.
Well, this is one of those dreamlike games for a coach.